and welcome to another Min's Minute Modcast. Today, my wonderful guest is Michael. Hey, Michael,
Min, how you doing?
let's crack on. We've only got a minute for this. So, as an entrepreneur, I think you've been your whole life. What's the biggest challenge that you've faced in founding all of your wonderful startups, and how did you overcome those challenges?
That's a good question. So I think for me, it's been discipline and focus because part of the challenge of being an entrepreneur is someone like myself who just has a million different ideas. I'm sure you can agree with this. It's just which one do you jump on? And when you've got an idea, what's your strategic direction? Because one thing happens, speak to this new client, they can shift the focus this way. You've come up with a great new idea, and you feel like you just want to build almost like toys in the pram. So for me, I think it's developing those discipline muscles and being exceedingly vigilant as to your execution path. Those are the core things I'd say.
Perfect. Now, we both absolutely love data science and all things AI. Um, how do you think AI is going to sort of change what we do in terms of jobs in the future?
Have you seen Terminator? That's essentially what's going to happen. No. I'm firmly in the camp of augmentation and amplification. I honestly feel like if you look where technology's evolved from ever since, from the abacus through the calculator to laptops and even phones, I think it really does shift our focus to other different things and connecting the dots from different parameters and being more strategic in the way we approach and be more systematic in the way we problem solve. I really feel AI will allow seemingly one person to do a job of 20 or even 50 in the future. So it'll enable us to be more productive, to be more efficient, and also to expand our breadth of thinking to a wider scale. So definitely, I'm on the positive camp when it comes to AI.
Now, we both met each other first, during our lovely corporate lives, and now we're in the world of startups. And startup life is hard. I mean, why should anyone in their right mind even kind of consider becoming an entrepreneur?
I'll tell you why and why you shouldn't. So why it's the lifestyle, freedom. If you definitely value freedom like I do, and you value autonomy, which I do completely, which is probably why I haven't really enjoyed any company I've worked for, bar a couple. I think it just really gives you that sense of liberation. Work when you want to, how you want to. There's this whole culture of hustling and working 24 hours a day and not sleeping in the weekends and all that kind of stuff. I don't believe in that stuff. I like balance. So make sure you're doing what you need to and work exceedingly smart. Goes without saying it's cliche, but it's actually true. With the advent of AI, you can do that in spades. So I think it's a lifestyle. It's also there's a sense of joy that I personally get when I take something from a concept, an idea on a piece of paper through to it being in the hands of other people and them using it and paying for it, and also them getting some value from it. So I think it's that sort of appreciation of that process. And also, there's no cap on your salary. If you're working for someone, there's only so far you can go with your monthly income, and there's bans and all that kind of stuff going on. But when you're working for yourself and running your own business, that's really defined by yourself and the people you're working with. So I say those are cool things for why you shouldn't. It is hard. It's difficult. It's hard. It is risky. It's every other day, particularly, well, depending on what space you're in, the competition can be fierce. We've chosen to bootstrap versus accepting investment from others, which means that we're operating very, very, very cautious and very scary in a very scary environment. But it adds on to or it relates to my initial point about being vigilant. Vigilant. It's focusing on the things that you need rather than the things that you want. I like to have fancy offices with the bean bags and the table tennis boards. I'd like to hire any 7 or 8 different people just hang around with and just we'll work together and look like a large organization. But I don't need those things, and half of those skill sets I can augment with AI, or we can just manage on the smaller team that we have to really really focus on what we need. So I'd say those are the cool points to answer those questions.